Everybody, I'll tell you what, we got some question marks on this Chicago Bulls team. We're going to be doing a live call tonight, but are we going to be calling out James Harden's name in a Bulls jersey very soon? Got to break that down. And then also looking at our biggest NBA overreactions from around the league. We finally got the league is back. I'm so excited. It's so weird to me that like people don't like basketball all year round. I love basketball. It's my favorite sport. I don't care what anybody says. And then finally, of course, as y'all know, we got to do our Bears versus Chargers preview and the Friday free-for-all. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Jolie, you broke it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the super producer Joel Holt in the building. You broke it, Joel.
I didn't break it. No, you guys broke it.
Is it Paris was Paris
I'm
was
not
back
here.
there. Paris was back there.
When I'm not here, stuff doesn't go right.
Paris was back there.
When Dad's away.
Hey, this man kid breaks something every time. Completely unintentional. I have no idea what's going on with that. But no, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page, man. We do drop content on this channel daily. We're talking Chicago sports. We're talking national sports. We're talking daily sports talk for almost every sport that matters that day. Because I ain't going to lie to you. I'm not breaking down off-season baseball. I don't have it for you. I just don't. How you feeling today, my boy?
Feeling pretty good. It's a Friday. I had to get through a little busy week, and thank goodness that I'm able to kind of like get some things done. So looking forward to the weekend. How about yourself?
Can't go wrong, man. I'm chilling, man. I mean, I was telling Joel like next week, I'm supposed to be going on a trip. And when you have a job that you like, you don't just look forward to like vacation days as like a salvation. So I completely forgot about it. So I'm spending all this week like prepping for this trip that is out of the country. So there's that. But let's jump into the conversation today, man, because the Chicago Bulls are the odds-on favorite per Bovada to trade for one James Harden. Oh my God. I don't know, like you can take that good or bad, but like I can't even fathom the idea of trading for James Harden, adding him into I don't even know, dog. Like adding him into this mix of just like we're not going anywhere. It doesn't put us closer to anywhere, in my opinion. I mean, what are your thoughts on Harden possibly being a Chicago Bull?
From the outset, you're like, but then again, however they constructed this team, right? It's like kind of like a Pistons light type of team. It's kind of like the old Bulls team with the Heinrich. It's the sum of the parts make it all great. So I think by getting Harden, he kind of replaces what we were missing in Lonzo. It's this. He's not necessarily great for defense, but he can shoot and he can pass the ball.
Yeah,
and he can be a high volume scorer. So I just look at it like, are we getting the next, Dwayne Wade situation because he's an older guy breaking down?
Yeah.
And then, or are we just going to get to the first round or second round and be done?
That it's so confusing, right? Because like to me, the pros and cons of it are, and one, right, like I think you hit the nail on the head. The one pro for me is that James Harden can come in here and he's a really good assist guy, and maybe he can get guys involved, I guess. And if you end up moving DeMar, right, that opens up shots for P. Will to be able to get. Maybe you can finally figure out if he's something while there's a point guard there. Those are the outside of that, dog. Like, there's so many. James Harden is the con. The con is James Harden to me at the end of the day, and that's the most confusing. He's the most confusing player, and there's a reason that nobody wants him on their team right now. Like, what is he bringing to your team that isn't the headache? At the end of the day, when you go to 4 different teams and everybody else goes, it's you. At a certain point, it's you. You know, maybe you can go to one team and you can feel like, oh, it's not me. I'm not the one that did this. I'm not the one that caused these issues for the for the Brooklyn Nets or for the Houston Rockets. How could it be me? But when you get to Philly,
Yeah.
and now you're in Philly, and now you hate Philly,
Yeah.
and Philly hates you, and you're supposed to be trying to go to the Clippers because what? Oh, James Dolan lied to me. He told me he was going to trade me, and he didn't trade me, and I have a beard. Like
It's the diva stuff that's going on. I mean, he's just, I don't know. On paper, it would be nice, but I think it's what type of cohesion does he bring to the team? You know, this team is, I don't know. Maybe they look to finally having a guy that's an actual. I mean, DeMar is the de facto leader of this team.
Yeah.
They're going to look to him, Harden, to be the guy now because everybody kind of defer to him. But he can distribute the ball. But I don't know. Maybe this is the right fit, you know, because he fits with this is the right fit for him, period.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, this team is a little more balanced, I think, than most of the other teams he's been with. Like when he was with CP3 for like a year, right?
He was with CP3 in Houston. He was with
year.
Dwight and he was with Dwight and Russ, right? Weren't they on the same team together? It was a CP3 and Dwight. One of the two of them was together. He had Russ down there as well. Yeah, I mean, he's had a couple of guys with him.
Well, okay, I would say this team looks more like that, the sum of the parts team, where like Philly was like Joel Embiid is the guy, right? There's the hierarchy of him getting the volume. And he was the guy in Houston. And then it's like who else was like, I feel like there's a little more balance on the Bulls team with him coming there.
Here's the issue with me is this feels like Reinsdorf trying to make and maybe it's not Reinsdorf, maybe AK is just, we got the report yesterday as well that the Bulls and DeMar DeRozan right now are very far apart on contract extension talks. They're apart on years, they're apart on money as well, right? So maybe you feel like, okay, we're not going to keep DeMar around. We don't want to lose him for nothing. Maybe that's the only thing I could think that you end up trading, right? To try and go out there and get James Harden. Some package that includes DeMar DeRozan is something else. But you got to be sending me. I mean, I'm taking him off your hands. You got to be giving me some money. You got to be taking some money off of this deal. You're going to eat some of this contract. And you got to be sending me some draft capital back as well. It feels like a deal that would signify we want to be competitive this year, but also as we head into next season, we know that we're not going to keep James Harden around, so we want some draft capital back on the flip side. There's too many. There's not enough good in a deal like this for me to want to see the Chicago Bulls go out there and get James Harden. And I would rather see the Bulls kind of try and work it out with DeMar DeRozan and get a contract done, because DeMar feels like a player that if he does get to the point where he says, you know what, I'm slowing down a little bit here. Listen, I told y'all in the live call last week, those dunks are getting lower and lower every year. He's rim grazing now. Remember, DeMar's head used to be above the rim. He's rim grazing now, ladies and gentlemen.
See, he's 34 years old, and so he's
James Harden.
Yeah, Harden's got.
He's the same age as Debo.
He's got a couple more years.
He's got a couple more years, but I think here's the question: one, he's getting $37 million this year.
Woo.
So you got to match the contracts on that. But the other thing is when I want to see how this Bulls team is going to go, I mean, like bringing James Harden here, yes, you get that point guard aspect of it. You get the guy that can facilitate the basketball. You get the guy that can get everybody else involved. But is he going to get everybody else involved? You don't add leadership with James Harden. I mean, like I get. Now, I'm also not that person that's like, you can't get rid of DeMar because he's mentoring the young guys. Most of the people that say that are also the same people that hate how Pat Will has developed, hate what Ayo Dosunmu has become, and Dalen Terry look like he can't play basketball no more.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at this like he's got this is his last year.
This will be his last year on the
deal. His contract. He's got 35 mil. So it's more beneficial for Philly to try to get something for him before he walks away. So
and Philly would give DeMar probably the money he wants. DeMar and Embiid together, they would be all in on that.
That would be with Harden, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's back with his old coach, right? They were together in Oklahoma.
They never was together. They got rid of James before Billy got
there.
Yeah.
All right.
That was Scott Brooks that took him to the finals.
Got it.
But I don't know, man. Like Harden is such a weird one because here's the tough part about James Harden. Media and everything that he is aside, and we know the headache that James Harden was and is. I'm not even going to say was and is. As a basketball player, he's a good basketball player. Now, I also don't expect him to come to Chicago Bulls and be the savior. He's going to disappear in the playoffs as far as scoring wise. He's done it every single time, right? He has those games where it's like, all right, we need you to get us over the hump. I guess in that situation is Zach or P. Will or Vooch the person that gets you over the hump. But he does. Last season, 21 points, 10.7 assists. He's a facilitator, and he's a really, really good facilitator. Basketball-wise, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Team aspect-wise, it does not make sense to me. Also, we don't have the strip club market for James.
I don't know.
Relax. Oh, hey now.
So anyways, I was, in my former life. Anyways, I was going to say.
Oh, God.
I would say that it could work because you have Zach LaVine who could score.
Yeah.
But the idea is that DeMar leaves, right? So, and when Harden shrinks, you got
Zach LaVine, you've got Vooch. Maybe he's able to get Vooch more involved.
Yeah, Vooch could get. Yeah, the thing is, if he can, 10 assists is no slouch. You can't.
No, 100%.
And so the fact that he can facilitate more and he can still score.
If I'm not mistaken,
it might actually be a good fit from, like you said, basketball is a great fit. But hopefully, is it the head case deal? Can he fit in the locker room?
I just that I don't know. And I think that's the biggest question for me. It's about everything else outside of the basketball court. I mean, like, even getting to the playoffs, right? Like, we know what he is playoff-wise. We know he's going to fall short at times. Can Vooch and Zach pick up the slack when he falls short, right? When he fell short in the last playoff round. Now, I will say this. Let me ask this question. I don't know if I'll say this. Does James Harden coming here, in your mind, take the Bulls further into the playoffs than with DeMar DeRozan here right now?
Yes. Second round, not first round.
At
least your top 4 or 5 team legitimately versus like get away from the playoff bubble, the play in. I think the dynamic is we don't need you to be the number 1 scorer. If you're going to shrink back, you could be the number 3 scorer, but we need you to pass the ball because that's what we lost in Lonzo.
Yeah.
But the difference is Lonzo has better defense. I don't think Harden has. I don't think
James plays the passing lanes well. That's the one part of the game that people kind of undersell with his game. He plays the passing lanes really well. I think he's been top 10 in steals.
I like JB's comments. Like, yeah, why not? Like, what do we have to? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, really, there's nothing. Like, we want a shock to Chicago's system. Like, this team to me was not going anywhere as it is. So, yeah, I mean, why not? Where's my sound effect?
It's gross because basketball-wise, I can see why it would work. But then, you have to talk about the long term. You're talking about 1 year of this. I guess if 1 year, and then there's the fear. I think what keeps Bulls fans from wanting to do this is the fear. In a logical world, you're not going to keep DeMar DeRozan. You trade DeMar, you get James Harden. If you're not going to keep him, right? Bulls reportedly, again, are far apart. If you're not going to keep DeMar DeRozan, you trade him, you get James Harden, you find a way to get some draft capital back, which it seems like they're very good at giving up because nobody else wants James. You get them to take some money. There's some logical points there that you can look at and go, okay, I feel good about this moving forward because we'll be out of it in a year. James will be gone. We won't have to worry about it. But will James be gone if we make it to the second round of the playoffs? Will you move on from James Harden? Or are you going to pay James Harden what he's looking for financially to stick around?
Yeah.
Like, that's my fear. This is logically, I can see it. If you're not going to keep him, all right, go out there, compete for a year. It is what it is.
Well, I think,
but the Bulls are so that worked well. Let's do that again.
Mm-hmm.
It would it makes no sense to run it back, but we just know that they would.
I think that DeMar's limited. He's not a 3-point shooter, right?
I like Franco. He
That's
said,
it.
one game into the season, we already at why not?
No, because it's the same team. It's not. This team doesn't excite me. Like it's like this is the same team for pretty much the last 2-3 years. Like my expectations are not that high for this squad. So why not put a shot in the arm, inject some type of excitement? If you trade Harden for DeMar, I mean, now you get more threes, you get assists back, you allow Zach to kind of be what you were expecting him to be, which is to be the guy, which I don't think
whether he is or
is.
isn't, right? Like that's,
he's not. He's who he is. It's just like
he ain't making that much.
Well, it's just
everybody.
Like
if people are still upset about the Zach LaVine contract, like get over it. It's a good contract at this point.
It's not about the contract. It's that he's going to take that next step and be the guy.
And he did.
He was in the Olympics. He was going to win. He's going to be the guy. And then DeMar came in, and he's second fiddle to DeMar now. So now it's DeMar DeRozan is MVP.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about him for MVP, not Zach LaVine, who got the contract and we stuck by this potential. So it's like all this potential. It's like he is who he is. It's just what Barkley and then we're talking about and Shaq said the other night about Anthony Davis. They're like after about year 3, 4, you are who you are.
Yeah.
So I say why not?
I don't know, man. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below as well. Do you think that the Bulls should make a trade for James Harden? Would that be something that you think gets the Bulls further in the playoffs? I think that's the biggest question. Because here's the thing. There is a value in going further in the playoffs. I know people are like, well, you didn't make an NBA championship. What does that do for you? There's only one team that can win the championship every year. There's value to gaining playoff experience that most of these guys don't have. I mean, like Zach was healthy for 2 games of that Bucks series.
But, this could be like the equivalent of, say, the Pistons trading for Adrian Dantley for
but they had already won.
Aguirre. But no, they got
trading Adrian Dantley. Yeah.
Like he was a great scorer, right? But in terms of the fit for what they needed, DeMar is still like a almost 30-point scorer, dude.
Yeah.
But the right fit for basketball, he might actually be the guy. Like even with the Pistons thing with Dennis Robbins, like he has a skill set that fits the team better. We need him to start more. And then we got this guy come off the bench. So it's like the pieces were there and they were one player away. We were excited when they first put this team together and Lonzo played. They looked very good. They looked very solid. Defense was good. And then until Lonzo got hurt like 10 games in, now we've pretty much been stuck with the same type of team. So I'm ready to see a change.
You think he realizes where he's at in his career?
Harden?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the part that I wonder about. Does he realize that he's the third guy on this team?
Ooh, like Devontae said, yeah. Toronto with Kawhi. It's literally swapping one player.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That would be insane. What if the Bulls went out and win a championship adding James Harden? And he's just like, it's DeMar. I don't know what to tell you, DeMar. It's you, man.
There you have it, homeboy. Actually, I mean, my when we signed him, I always thought that was my exact thought. Like, DeMar's a nice dude, but he doesn't. When he was in San Antonio, they didn't get really any better. And then when they swapped guy,
their number one was supposed to be LaMarcus Aldridge, and people forget he played there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But the point is that he's a good player. Like when we got him, people were saying, pundits said that he was not. That was the worst free agent signing that we got. No one was high on DeMar. Then when he gets here, he's thriving in the system for him.
Yeah.
But we're only advancing so far. So I'm ready for a change.
Well, it is. It's all about the keys that go into that. By the way, we got 96 people in here, 28 likes. Hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the page, man. We do talk.
I see you, Chris, in all caps
daily, man, on this mug, man.
Yeah, but Chris, my thing is this: what are we doing here? We're just going to have another first or second round team.
Here's the thing, though.
This team is done.
I do agree with that. Yeah, but see, this is my thing. Everybody's always like, if you're not going to make a championship run, blow the team up. And realistically speaking, every other team outside of the one that's going to make a championship run isn't going to win the championship. So should everybody in the league blow it up, or are you just adding pieces that can make you better? Now, most teams that move forward, The young pieces are the ones that do that.
Uh-huh.
So the real question for Harden would be, if you're going to bring James Harden into this, if you're going to add James Harden to the Chicago Bulls team, what does he do for Kobe White? What does he do for Patrick Williams? What does he do for, even still, Zach LaVine? What does he do for a young Julian Phillips who now can possibly get in there because minutes will open up? You know what I mean? Like those are the things you have to ask, because you know my favorite thing that I saw the other night was with Denver was because when we get to our NBA overreactions and different things like that, like with Denver, they went out and got Michael Porter Jr. and they went out and got Jamal Murray, and they went out and got what's the dude they got now? Ryan Braun, ain't that his name? Or Brown? Ryan?
Oh yeah, from Denver,
the white
Braun.
dude. Yeah,
Braun,
I mean,
Glue guys.
These great teams, they keep finding new young pieces every year. Did you look at the Lakers?
Yeah.
The Lakers moved on from Alex Caruso, who legitimately is one of the best guard defenders in the NBA, and went out. And I was like, when they moved on from him, I was like, they're going to go find another spunky white dude to fit right in.
Yeah.
And then Austin Reeves shows up, and I was like, told you.
Well, they need guys are getting paid. I mean, if LeBron's making $100 million a year and Anthony Davis is making $125 million, like your cap, they're strapped. You know, they can only afford to keep so many guys. So. And they're not necessarily leaders making their guys better. They're just finding some dudes. But I think that, you know, like I said, this team is what they are. It's like we've seen this now for 4 years. 3 years. Yeah. So I would like to see hope. Like getting Harden.
Listen, Joe,
Harden gives you
there's
a
no
top,
hope in this.
There's more hope. That the needle moves a little bit getting Harden than where we are now.
For me, my hope is Kobe White a starting point guard, or is he a starter in this NBA? And he looked okay in his
You know why
game.
He's not? Because they're talking about this is what we're talking about. It should be that Kobe White has really done his thing as being the top 7th pick in the draft.
It's been one game.
Yeah, but he's been here how many years? This is his 3rd year, 4th year?
Who, Kobe White?
Kobe White's been
his 5th year, but they've changed his role every year. As a rookie, he was averaging 18 points a game and 5 assists. And then they were like, "You're not a point guard no more. You're a 2 guard. Actually, you're not a 2 guard no more. You coming off the bench, and you're gonna be a 2 guard off the bench. Actually, you're gonna be a point guard off of the bench. I bet we're gonna put you back in the starting lineup, but as a 2 guard for a little bit. But now go to the bench and be a point guard again.
But what is
play the 4? Wait a minute,
Harden's been that. James Harden's been a point guard and shooting guard and this to that.
Yeah, but the difference is James Harden is 6'8".
But no, he's not. He's like 6'5".
Is James that short?
I don't think he's that tall.
I think James is 6'7".
Where's the stat?
Let's see.
Maybe I'll give him closer to 6'7" than he is.
6'7", and he's 220 pounds.
Yeah, I'm 220 pounds.
You don't play in the NBA.
Well, give me a year.
Give me a year. What is James? Where's our stat guy? We don't have our stat guy today.
Where's
man.
JC? Hey, JC.
Yeah, they quit. Oh, 6'5". They say 6'5".
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. 6'11" wingspan.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, that's the difference.
DeRozan's like 6. What is he? He's like 6'8".
Kobe's 6'5" with a 6'4" wingspan.
They got DeMar at 6'6". He's 220. Like, I think you're just swapping out the right skill set. Basketball wise, I like it. I just hope he can actually fit. You know, let's look at this up. He is, according to Yahoo, he's 6'5", 220. Yeah. So I don't know.
Everybody acting like I was off by like 3 feet. Like he's 6'5" between 6'7". It's not that much shorter. It's 2 inches. 2 inches only matters but one thing.
6'8" puts you in another class of like, all right, you can possibly play the 4. You know,
hey, Steve-O, pause, dog.
Yeah. Well,
that's crazy. Pause. That's crazy, Steve-O. Steve-O been hanging out with JDH again.
He gets a horn for that.
Hey, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Do talk Chicago Sports Daily on this channel. We're also getting into the national sport aspect of the show because
let's get to the second.
Let's talk about our biggest overreactions after one game. Who's going to the NBA championship?
Oh, yeah.
And who's not? I was actually joking on that. But biggest overreactions from the opening week of the NBA. Joel, what are your biggest overreactions for what we've seen in basketball to start this thing off?
The overreaction is that the Lakers are done. Cooked.
Really?
They won against the Suns last night.
They won against the Suns last night.
They're so up and down, though. Like, I don't know.
They lost to the defending NBA champions.
No, I don't want to hear it. The whole point was that they're supposed to win. They're supposed to be the big dog. You know what I'm saying? They were mad. They swept them in their own house. Nah, I don't know. That's one.
Not a believer in the Lakers, huh?
No, and I think I would say Boston all the way, baby.
Hey, listen.
There's an overreaction all the way.
I've got my video that's going to be dropping tomorrow of my biggest, my 3 best and 3 worst teams in the NBA based on no sample size this season. And it's my overreaction video, and there's going to be a whole thing on it. But hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now about Boston. That starting 5, if they can stay healthy, is lethal.
Mm-hmm.
There is 0 depth on that team. Bro, their next 3 dudes, one of them is Luke Cornett.
Mm-hmm.
They only played AD. Luke Cornett got 8 minutes in the game, bro. Like, they have 0 depth with this. But no, Boston does look like a really good team. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Milwaukee Bucks, I saw that game last night, and I was very locked in on that. And to me, they are a real threat in the Eastern Conference if Adrian Griffin can get it together. Adrian Griffin looks like he's never coached a basketball game at any level. He looked shell-shocked last night, and he doesn't have anything in his system that allows Giannis to move while Dame has the ball in his hands, right? Like, I was like, y'all need to set some off-ball stuff. Let's get some movement going here. Like, there's all these things that you can do to get Damian Lillard involved or to get Giannis involved in the game. He don't have to have the ball in his hands. I get it, right? We heard Giannis say this is his team and blah, blah, blah. He was saying, like, this is his team too, not this is his team to take everything over, and I'm just going to sit there. Giannis looked mad uncomfortable last night watching that game, and I thought that was one that to me, I love that team, but it looks like they still got Bud. Yeah. Y'all know I don't think Mike Budenholzer is a good coach. What's your biggest overreaction on a team season being over already? You said the Lakers. You had another one, a team that you looked at, you were just like, ugh, that's gross.
I can't speak on it right now. I honestly, my overreaction is the Bulls are just.
The Bulls are that team. The Bulls are that team.
I don't have any. Like, okay, great, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
See you in the first round, and you're out of here. Like, I just want to see some competent Chicago sports. Period. Between the Bulls and Bears, like when we play against the top competition, do we look like we belong there?
Yeah.
And so, if it means that we can make this change, and we have a competent player, like we know we have a top 15 player in the NBA period, if not top 10, instead of but there's a mentality that I want us to have that we just don't have. It's like we're just a good team, just good guys.
I will say that when you talk about the Bulls, and maybe this is an overreaction based on one game as well, but when you talk about the Bulls, it is just they're the good guys. They play the game the right way. They
right
go through
way,
screens, and they're what's
that old church together?
Hey, it feels like when you turn on the Bulls film, it feels like that scene in Space Jam where he's teaching the Looney Tunes how to play basketball. That white voice comes on in the beginning. This is basketball.
No, it's the 5
It was Joel. It was actually Joel.
No, it's the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I mean?
This is Chips O'Toole here.
You know what I mean? Like that's really how this Bulls team feels, and it doesn't feel like there's an edge with anybody, right? Like we were supposed to have this edge in game 1, and I didn't see anything. We saw too much of the same.
Yeah,
we saw too much of the same. That's what has Bulls fans kind of feeling like has their hearts down right now. And guess what? You're not going to feel too much better tonight because you're playing against a Toronto team that pretty much is doing the same thing you're doing. At least they changed their coach, but I mean, they're pretty much doing the same thing you're doing with the similar, different pieces as a whole, like different players types, but we're running it back and there's no real future in this. Oh, by the way, we got Dennis Schroeder instead of Fred VanVleet. Like that's the biggest change. We swapped out Kobe White for Ayo Dosunmu, you know what I mean? Like there's you were hoping that you would see more fight from this team, or you would see more fire. And maybe that is our overreaction because we kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
They had a players only meeting after the first game because Vooch starts snapping on Billy Donovan. So maybe we did see it. I don't know, man. Like maybe
It's
they'll
the
show us more
same
fire
old-
tonight.
Just say it's the same old.
Nah,
Like,
we ain't seen Vooch snap.
no, I'm saying the team is the same. Of like,
Oh, watching them, yeah, they was the
like,
same. It
I
felt
don't-
the same.
I don't want to see my center jacking threes up, man. Like, I just go rebound.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not the modern NBA.
But I'm saying
Did you
there's
see-
no one else.
Did you see
down.
Victor Wembanyama snatch back on that?
That dude's
Hey,
tall.
he dribbles like a guard.
Yeah,
hey, bro.
He's got some
Bro,
skill to him, man.
Bro, Victor Wembanyama did a snatch back, step back,
He-
fadeaway 3-pointer. I
had
was
him-
like, did he even do anything there?
They had him in he was in foul trouble early, so he couldn't play.
He got
long
to
enough.
adjust to the NBA.
Right.
You know, in
Yeah, 4
this is
fouls.
crazy. This is crazy to say. In European basketball, you can play aggressive.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting to see how San Antonio might make overreaction. They might make the playoffs in the Western Conference. Overreaction.
I ain't gonna lie. If we doing that, my biggest one. I said this on a team that I said this on when we did our. I forget what it was called, whatever we called it, where we was predicting the awards and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zion Williamson could be an MVP.
He stays
healthy.
I swear to God, I
healthy.
I was about to hit right over. Mother overreaction is Zion for MVP. I swear.
Zion Williamson.
I was literally about to say that.
And the Pelicans can be a Western Conference Finals team if he stays healthy.
Yeah, well,
I fully 110% believe he's that level of player if he stays healthy. And you just got to do it. You got to stay healthy. That's the biggest if in the world with Zion Williamson. Because everybody was like, "Oh, he looks slimmer." I was like, "He looked like Zion."
That is a big.
He looked like Zion, but that's been running.
He's a big
boy. He's a big boy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all too. At the deadline, my team that's definitely gonna be moving somebody, the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young and DeJounte Murray do not fit together. There's nothing about their game that makes sense. I have no idea why the Hawks are trying to. I get it, right? You traded for him. You thought this was going to work. Trae can play off ball. Trae can't play off ball. I don't know what about his game made you think that he could be an off ball guard. They both need the ball in their hand to go down there and be able to operate and be able to dominate and be able to do what they do best. You want to talk about a trade? We have to at the end of the season, let James Harden go. And when DeJounte Murray's gone, we go get DeJounte Murray.
Okay.
That's the biggest move that the Bulls can make coming up in free agency this season. You want to do something? DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine, Vooch. Yeah, I mean, like that's a lineup that gets me excited. And that's a lineup with some youth out there.
Oh, okay.
If you can see under this table right now, this whole show would be canceled.
Wait a minute. Come on, man. Crazy. I don't know.
Devontae said Zion Williamson only got 2 years left before Victor takes over this whole MVP thing.
I could, if he stay healthy.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope the day never comes where Victor Wembanyama is trying to stand in front of Zion Williamson coming to the paint. I pray for Victor that day never comes. I pray for Victor. And Chet, too. Get out the way.
You're going to fold him like Shaq did that basketball rim against.
Oh, my God, bro.
When he dunked and the whole thing just collapsed.
Oh, my God, bro. I pray to God that day never comes, bro. It would destroy Wemby. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. T. Reed said, "Whoa, Dwight Howard looking under there." I hope not.
Whoa.
Dwight is wilding out here. Hey, man, how about we talk a little football on the show today, huh? You want to do that? Let's talk a little bit of. No, let's not sing the music. We got our first copyright strike on the show for showing that slap video.
Oh man, I put the wrong thing in here. Anyways, let me switch that up.
We got our first, bro. Like that we are being very careful on this show over the next few days.
Yeah, Pat, told you about that, man.
Hey, who would have thought
you started with the Benny Hill music? You thought it was a great idea
that the Indian slap fight show would have a YouTube channel that is not cracking, by the way, and because of that, they're sitting there sending out copyright strikes to everybody out here. That was wild to me. But the Chicago Bears are going to be facing the Chargers in Los Angeles this coming Sunday. That's the Sunday night game. We'll be live for the watch party, and I will be over on ESPN from 12 to 2 a.m. talking about this
I might
game.
come through for that. I don't know. That's a
Come through
Sunday
for the
night.
watch party, man. We have a good time here. We literally just watch football. That's all we do. But Joel, we really haven't gotten to get your opinion. I mean, I think at this point everybody knows how I feel about this game. It's kind of I hope. What's your thoughts? What happens if the Chicago Bears get a win in this game? What do they got to do to get a win? This is a Chargers team. We need to point this out. This Chargers team is not good. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I said this yesterday. Justin Herbert's not good.
Yeah, but he could. I think he's going to torch this defense. I've seen this. Like this cover 2, Tampa 2, whatever. If you're a competent quarterback, you're gonna be able to dissect this. Now, only if they don't have a tight end. So who's the tight end for the Chargers?
Gerald Everett, who as last I saw, let me check real quick. Last I saw, he was not practicing, but he might have been back on the latest injury report. I don't know yet.
So I just think we haven't heard much about Joey Bosa. And if you need it, the problem is you got Bosa with Mac, and they could still have a game, So if Bajent, I'm not looking for them to win. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they're going to win. And I think that the Chargers have a little bit more talent, and they're at home. And if they're going to go conservative. Now, if we see some weird fireworks and Bajent goes off for 250, 300 yards.
Nah, that's crazy.
Like, okay, wow. You have my curiosity. Now you
got my attention. So Gerald Everett is questionable to go. He was a full go in practice. They got a slew of guys who are out. The Bears also have quite a few guys. I mean, Jaquan Brisker right now is questionable. Nate Davis is out. Dan Feeney questionable. Justin Fields is out. Eddie Jackson is questionable, but he was a full go in practice today, which is good to see as well because he wasn't doing that last week. Roshan is good to go. He was a full go all week, so he's back in there. Braxton Jones was limited, but I don't think that they opened up his window or opened up a roster spot for him.
He's not. So the left tackle,
I don't know if he's going to be playing.
Right. So who's the left tackle then? It's
Larry Borum.
Larry Borum. So yeah, basically one of them dudes, Bosa or Mac, is going to have a game because. I mean, Max Crosby still got a sack, but see the difference is the Raiders don't have a guy to play offside.
They only had Max.
They have a better defense.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. Here's the Mac hasn't been good.
Let me just say this:
Mac was good for one game.
Oh yeah, that was because of
he had 6 sacks in one game that we played against the Raiders. Like he played against the Raiders, and he played against Aiden O'Connell in his first start, and that kid was scared.
No, I'm not saying that like, oh my God, Khalil Mack is like, he's just
sounds like that's what you're saying.
He's still good enough. The fact is that everybody that we played that has a competent defensive player, minus I think Washington, they've got to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So Bosa, if he might be able to eat, if not Mac, if they're doubling Bosa, then Mac might get free. Yeah. He's good enough that if he gets free, otherwise, I don't know. If they have this conservative game plan, it could be what we saw last time, right? The defense held, but Herbert he's still a good quarterback. He's got enough talent to be able to sling the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But the biggest thing with the Chargers has been they haven't been able to put 4 quarters together competently. That's been their biggest issue. And I see everybody that says this right. Like the Chargers defense isn't good, but they're good in halves. Which half are you going to get them good in? Like that's the if they're good in the first half and they struggle in the second half, the Bears offense might already be broken by then.
Uh-huh.
If they're and if the offense is good in the first half and the defense struggles and it's back and forth, but then you got to put Joey Bosa.
Yeah, Joey.
No, what's the quarterback name?
Oh, Herbert.
Justin Herbert out there against a Bears defense that Bears defense has been playing better. It just has.
We can't get to them.
They struggled. They got 2 sacks last week, but they've struggled to get to the quarterback. But
2.
Hey, listen.
Was it 2 actual sacks?
2 actual sacks.
Or was it one like a half?
You want them Drew sacks.
I want
Drew. 4 sacks a week.
4 sacks.
You want 4 sacks a week. You want 800 sacks by the end of the season.
No.
And 1 small Ditka sack. Ditka was in the stadium. They give him a half sack for every sack.
No, I think that this team.
How's Mike Ditka doing? Is he okay? I haven't heard anything about him.
He's probably He's up there.
He's in Florida.
Isn't he like 80? He's probably just
I
sitting on
think
his.
he might be in his 90s. Last I heard, he had a heart attack, but that was, I want to say that was last year or year and a half ago, something like that.
Heart attacks, Dick beats those all the time. What are you talking about? Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
And then plays another 9 rounds of golf.
How old is Mike Ditka? He's got to be, what is he? Born 19th. He's the same age as 39, not 29. He's 80, almost 85. He is 85. It's October 18th. Yeah. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Michael, he was born Michael, what? DeCicco. DYCZKO. That's interesting. His name is actually Dick. Anyways, sidebar. The whole point was.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Welcome back to the show.
Sorry,
Joel.
Horn for me. Sorry.
Went down an entire path that I don't even know how he got down there.
You said Dick. You brought him out of nowhere.
Well, I was saying because he would get a half sack for every sack the Bears got.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you brought that.
That was an SNL skit.
Super fan.
That was an SNL skit when
I know
you were
a super fan.
Still a middle-aged man.
I remember those bits. Those are hilarious. Anyways, the point is that I don't think they're going to win. Now, I think the Chargers have a better. They remind me of. They're a little bit better to me.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
They have a better quarterback play, and then we're going to see this defense against a quarterback, not against Brian Hoyer. What did the Vikings?
Kirk Cousins.
What did Kirk Cousins do? He was. Like, I'm not scared of Kirk Cousins.
I think he had like 210 yards.
Yeah, I'm not scared of Kirk Cousins. Never was. And who else did we play?
I was dying laughing yesterday because on the Richie Eisen show, Kirk Cousins read his scouting report, and a lot of the things they read, he was like, "Yeah, none of this makes sense." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, kind of spot on. Who are those scouts? Can we hire those for the Bears, dog?"
What quarterbacks have we played? Like, he might be the.
But here's the thing. That's the season.
Mm-hmm.
As you go through the rest of this schedule, you can literally go, what quarterbacks have we played? That's why, to me, right, like if the Bears can find a way to get a win in this, the next quarterback we play is Derek Carr.
Yeah. But that's my point. I told y'all from the beginning, like the way this team is constructed with that type of defense, if you have the talent, only the good quarterbacks typically will give that defense a problem. This defense beats bad quarterbacks. I don't think that Herbert is actually a bad quarterback. I think he's a pretty good quarterback.
I think he's mid. I think we hype Justin Herbert up, and nobody wants to look at the fact that a lot of these one-score games that they lost that happened this season, he had an opportunity to take his team down the field and win, and he didn't. In fact, a lot of those ended with incompletions and or turnovers. Like it's who he is. It's okay. They literally went out and found the next Phillip Rivers. This guy can be elite for 2.5 to 3 quarters.
Right.
And in quarter 4, he's going to let you down. You have to be up enough by the first 3 quarters to go out there and get a dub.
Yeah, no, he threw for 400 yards against Minnesota, 300 against Tennessee. He threw for 229 against Miami.
But they lost to Tennessee.
Yeah, but they threw for
Tennessee also isn't good.
He's throwing 400 yards, 300 yards. Like, I think he might light this defense up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. So y'all are saying Russell Wilson is not an elite QB?
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah, that is accurate statement.
That is very
He
correct.
was at one point an elite QB. Yes, we will say that. But yes, right now he is not an elite QB. That's the other thing too. Like, elite is a crazy word in the NFL, bro. There's a lot of Kirk Cousins.
There's only like 3 elite.
There's like 3 elite guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, you're literally talking about Mahomes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know if we can put Josh Allen in there. Josh Allen looked really good last night. But Josh Allen is kind of like,
I think he got hurt.
Well, no, he played well last night. But
I think he got hurt. He was.
Oh, last night he got hurt.
Favoring his shoulder a little bit.
But bro, like Josh Allen be throwing a lot of interceptions.
His coordinator left and went to.
Chi-Town said it's the Chargers, Pat. I'm telling you, that organization is cursed. Hey, I'd rather be cursed like them than cursed like how we are.
Yeah,
at least they found a dude that could put up 400 yards a game, but they do feel cursed.
Yeah, we can't get none of that.
Steve-O facts. I got Lamar over Josh right now. And those are my really good guys. I think Pat Mahomes is the only elite quarterback in the league right now. Who else we got? Elite. Rodgers is hurt. Rodgers is a pretty elite quarterback.
Rodgers was definitely elite. Let me think about
Elite, like tops of the tops, like no matter the situation, that guy's gonna get the job
that.
done.
Tip at the top, the tip. Let's see. In terms of, I mean, yeah, because Jared Goff is like doing well. What do you look? Do you
Jared
consider
Goff
him?
is playing at an elite level right now. I don't think for his career he's been elite, but I'll give him elite.
No,
this
he's
season.
he's
playing at an
grown.
elite level. I'll give you that.
He's grown into his whole, into who he is.
Burrow, Burrow's not elite right now.
Well, he's just hurt.
He's hurt.
He's elite.
That's what I'm saying. He's not elite right now.
Burrow,
Mahomes,
yes.
like no matter the situation, yeah. He's not elite right now, but I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Justin Fields, if he has the right.
Okay, relax. He needs that thumb.
We believe. Yeah, I would say that's it. I mean, after that,
like that's really like the fact that I had to think that hard
because Lamar, the scheme that he has has he gotten? I think he's gotten better as a passer. I don't.
No, they gave him a number one wide receiver. That's all that happened.
Yeah, but you still got.
They just gave him a number one wide receiver.
Yeah,
no, but
we have a number one wide receiver here, and I'm just saying, like,
yeah, when we threw the ball to him, he put up 250 yards.
Yeah, well, my point is that you still got to get the ball to the guy, period.
No, 100%.
Oh, Tua. Will we consider Tua?
I will consider Tua elite. I will absolutely consider Tua elite.
So I don't know. It's not to your point, there's a lot of mid. You have Dak, you have Kurt, you have technically Jared, you have Baker
Jalen
Mayfield.
Hurts.
Does Jalen Hurts really? Is he dicing the?
Jalen Hurts can pass. I don't know if I'd say he's elite.
That's what I'm saying. He's in the mid. He's in that mid section.
He's really, really good.
Right.
He's really freaking good.
That's what I'm saying.
He's thrown for 300 yards twice this season.
Yeah. So
he's got 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yeah. Wow. And Allen's got 17 touchdowns with 8 interceptions. Mahomes 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
He's got 9 touchdowns with 8 interceptions.
Tua's,
you know what's elite? That offensive line that pushes him forward. That offensive line on the tush push or the brotherly shove.
You have a point, and that makes me think of how why Dallas is always relevant, because they always had a pretty good line.
Yeah,
the teams with the good offensive lines have they have some the ability to keep their. I was watching Baker Mayfield last night. That dude has so much time last night.
Oh yeah, they still got Tom's offensive line in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. Like he had time. Now they still lost.
Yeah,
but like he had like 3-4 seconds to throw the ball. Like I can't wait for us to get that.
Crystal said we in here straight tripping.
Straight
tripping, yo. I love it. Hey man, I don't know. Like I wouldn't call. Here's the thing though. I'm also the guy that says that there's not 700 superstars in the NBA, but everybody else wants to say everybody's a superstar.
They throw that word around.
Superstar in the NBA is basically anybody that can put up 28 points a game every night, like most of the league didn't. Like the number one guy on most teams doesn't do that. Yeah, I mean, like, superstar is a word that's thrown around when we like Damian Lillard being called a superstar blows my mind.
Well, he's a problem. I mean, he's definitely.
He's an elite hooper. He's dominant. You can't slow him down.
Superstar.
But a superstar is somebody who gets the job done.
When you look at Magic Bird,
Jason Tatum is not a superstar.
Yeah, they're just good all-star players. Like the 90s,
he's a star player.
The 90s bred a lot of all-star players. Like when you looked at there was a lot of guys that came out with a lot of fanfare from college, where like Larry Johnson, I would say Sean Kemp.
Y'all was lying to mugs. That's what that was. Y'all had us thinking, doggone. Y'all was lying to mugs straight up. Y'all had us thinking we was watching these elite 22 plus per game players. You go look at their numbers. They got 13 points a game. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I mean, was McGrady not Hall of Famer, but he had a spark. He was unstoppable.
Yeah.
In Orlando.
You talking about Tracy McGrady?
Tracy McGrady, right? But he could not get out of the first round. So it's like you're a really good player, but you can't get over the hump, like you said. I don't know. So I think in terms of just superstar, you're right. They throw that term around a lot, but they're also trying to sell the league. This is an entertainment business.
Jordan said, by definition, in this league, they are, bro. Y'all are tripping. No, because that would make everyone a superstar.
Yeah. I think there's also more to it.
Superstars are like your top 10 players, and realistically, your top 5, because those are the ones that have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Those are your superstars. You have to update your mind based on where the modern league is. Doesn't mean that I'm saying Damian Lillard isn't an elite player that can't be stopped. But for the modern NBA, he hasn't accomplished anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, he got top 75.
Crazy. Crazy to me.
I like Dame. I
love Dame. I want to see him win so that I can say Damian Lillard's a superstar.
We'll see what happens this year with this team. So we moving on to Friday.
Let's finish it out with the Friday free for all. I love doing that. I love doing that because I love seeing how many people lose their mind here. I've been saying that for years. Y'all just new to the show. Giannis is a superstar. Giannis won a championship. So, yeah, there's that. Hey, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Let's finish it out with the Friday free-for-all. Joel, you actually brought a Friday free-for-all to the show today, which is hilarious. We can't play the video, but what was your Friday free-for-all, my guy?
Man, Tyson Bajan's dad was hilarious. That dude was like, where did this guy come from? Because he was so good. He was like, all right, just go ahead and put it here. Now I'm going to take care of the rest. And then he was like, just hold on 1 second. And he just destroyed the guy. He's like, I'm a 29-time all-time winning champion. You know? His whole, like, charisma was hilarious. Like, where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
But I didn't know, his presence was great. And then the fact that he was this arm wrestler, Tyson Bajan's dad is this arm wrestler guy.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think that my favorite thing about Tyson Bagent right now is that I'm pretty sure his dad is not even, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of qualities from his dad that he has that he's trying very hard to suppress right now. Because he's the backup QB but he goes out there every week just like, y'all know I'm that dude, right? Stop playing till. Let's hope that continues this week. But he goes out there with that GOAT mindset. There's no way you grow up in a house with Travis Bajan and you don't think that man is going to be – you're not going to pick up some of those qualities, dog. So I did love that. I thought that was hilarious on Travis Bajan. He is my favorite thing from him. I've watched hours of content of his on YouTube since Tyson has joined the team. There's one clip where he literally looks the guy in the eye and says, if you don't beat me now, you're not going to beat me. He's arm wrestling. And then he goes, too late.
Yeah.
That is my favorite guy right now. Just the confidence. I love guys that know where they are in the world. It cracks me up with that. And he knows he's the lead at something. Here's my Friday free for all. Or Friday, yeah, that's what we're doing. Friday free for all.
It's just on the screen behind you, Pat.
We got a list out here, Joel. We've got a list. I don't know if you saw this video. You're not on social media as much as the rest of us are. This might have been a Twitter thing. I don't know if this made it to the IG circles, but there was a young woman who refused to get out of the car when her date took her to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I got to give her a home for that.
And she said that she was too good and looked too good to be eating at a chain restaurant. And from that, women have come up with a list of places.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
That women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. And thank you to the ladies who this a guy put this together, but ladies reached out to him.
Yeah.
Here's a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me on this list. Number 1, Cheesecake Factory. If there's any ladies in here, chime in on this.
Wait. Is it that bad? The Cheesecake Factory, that was news to me that's the best. Like,
here's my problem.
That's a nice spot.
Wait till you go through the list.
I've seen the rest of the list, but Cheesecake Factory, like they put that almost next to McDonald's.
That's number 1.
I know, but I'm like, what's wrong with Cheesecake Factory? Is there anything? Are there any ladies in here? I think I see Crystal Vegan Smith. Is something wrong with Cheesecake Factory?
And you can't go off of the profile picture.
Oh,
you never
right.
know. You never
sorry.
know.
Oh.
But maybe I'm not sure.
Well, for any ladies out there.
Number 2 was
hopeless.
Applebee's. I almost can live with Applebee's.
I get that. I wouldn't dare.
Applebee's.
I would tell my wife.
Chili's.
Those are Wednesday night spots.
Yeah. I'm going for the appetizer.
Yeah.
Chipotle.
That's lunch. Why would you take your girl on a date for that?
Olive Garden. Now, as an Italian, I don't fool with Olive Garden.
That's lunch.
Olive Garden, endless pasta.
Soup,
you get
soup
pasta,
and
a little
with some
soup.
wine.
You know what I mean? Little wine. Yeah, I mean, like I can see that.
I'm not taking my girl out on my wife.
The movies.
Shout out to my wife, Quash.
The movies for a first date.
I could see that because it's not really engaging with with your date. Yes.
The crib is crazy. Somebody said your house.
This is not COVID anymore.
Yeah,
but that's hey.
I
can
know.
strip away, everything and just get to the house and hang out and get to know the person.
Inviting a chick to your house is a little crazy on a first date from a male perspective.
Yeah.
She got your addy, my guy.
Right. If it don't work out.
That's insane to me.
What are you doing here?
Now, I'm going to fly through some of these because I feel like some of these are just, it is what it is, right? Buffalo Wild Wings, stop it. Wingstop, you tripping. Red Lobster, you tripping. A buffet. Am I in Vegas?
No buffet.
If I'm in Vegas, they buffets are elite.
Not on your first date.
Not first date. No buffet on the first date.
You're supposed to impress. That's a
$90 date for just me.
This is pulling out the representative.
But see, here's the thing. This is the problem, right? That's my issue with it. This is all based on money. This is all based on the bread that I'm spending on you. First off, Cheesecake Factory is not cheap.
No, it's not.
Second off, this is all based, like, I'm sitting here to get to know you. I'm not sitting here trying to do the whole, like, I'm going to spend my entire wallet on you the first day I see you. Like, I may never talk to you again after the first date. I'm not dropping $300 on you for a first date. I'm out. Okay. Denny's is crazy. The gym is wild.
But see, that's based off of where certain people are in their lives of how you do this. Like if you're 20-something just getting out, you're starting a date. Yeah. It's like Corey Holcomb where it's like you got $40.
Yeah.
This is all you got. But, I say from my personal experience, I'm at a certain age, I'm like, no, we can do something really nice. Because you want to show a little more culture, or like you also want to see how that person handles certain things too. Right? Like this chick that did that, she clearly was just an entitled person that thought she deserved better. It's like, whoa. Actually, thank you for showing me exactly who you are. I don't even need to spend the money.
Yeah.
You barely didn't even get out the car. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now you ask those little questions about understanding dining.
My favorite thing about that whole situation was she was they went to Cheesecake Factory because she ended up coming out an hour late because she wasn't ready when he showed up to take her to the nice restaurant.
It was already a disaster. She showed who she was before that even happened.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then to complain like she was a total selfish person that she did him a favor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, whatever facade she had, she couldn't hold on to it any longer.
Bro, I hope my boy gets out, man. I don't know if he's still with her or not, but I would get out of that whole situation. By the way, we did just get this breaking news update. Braxton Jones will not play Sunday night versus the Chargers. I don't know if this is breaking news, but it just came across my timeline. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Friday folder, the Friday free-for-all. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talk Chicago sports. How Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love. Peace. Oh, wait. Bulls Live call tonight. We're doing that too. So we'll see y'all like 2 hours. Peace. Why does music get so sensitive right there?
Hey, man. I'm digging through